All right, a very good morning to you. This 27th day of January 2020. You're watching AM Live Plus. My name is Zainab Ismail. We'll be taking a look at stories that are making headlines across the country and beyond. And of course, like always, we have our reporters on the ground who will be bringing us up to date with what is happening in the different areas across the country. But we'll begin with Janet Nyamwamu, who is in Kisii County. Will be bringing us an update on that. We also have Okukusa, who is in Kisumu County. But before that, Janet, a very good morning to you. What can you tell us from that part of the region? What is happening?
Good morning, Zainab Ismail. I'm here in Kisii. It's a good morning, a chilly morning. It rained over the night. But very quickly to what the stories that we'll be following up this week, and specifically we'll start following it up today. There's a crack that, because of the rains that have been pounding this country, there's a crack that formed at the Manga Hills in Kisii County, the part of Kisii County. Manga Hills region is in Nyamira and Kisii County, but the most affected people are in Kisii County. So the crack that formed was about 4 kilometers, and geologists warned the people living around that hill to vacate. So they vacated, but reports that are reaching me is that now they vacated to schools, but most of the families are going back because the schools are open and there is nowhere that they can be putting up. So I talked with the area MCA, who say that geologists they came here last week and they are giving a report today. A brief history of Manga Hills. Manga Hills, it has legends and myths of the Abagusi community and the discovery of an old lake. It is said that decades ago, some houses, they sank and formed some lake that connects direct to Lake Victoria. That's why when it rains heavily, the people there live in fear. So this is one of the stories that we are going to follow up from this region, Zainab.
Thank you so much, Janet, there from Kisii County. And of course, like she said, a very chilly morning indeed. A very good morning to you, Okukusa. Okukusa is coming to us live from Kisumu County. What can you give us from that? What is an update that you can tell us? What is happening?
Well, Zainab, of course, here we expect some crackdown on border operators. It's actually entering its second week. This started sometime last week. Those who are yet to remit their taxes, daily taxes, which is 20 shillings per day or 500 per month, their motorbikes being impounded by the county government. We are talking of about 200 operators across Kisumu County. And of course, right now, the county government says that they expect them, those who have not yet remitted those taxes, to pay 6,000 shillings to cover for the whole year. So that's a story we are following up because it has been causing some friction between the operators and the county government askaris. And of course, again, we'll be looking at the county assembly, which elected a new speaker last week. They mentioned about some 4 important bills that they'll be trying to pass. So we'll be checking that out too, for the sake of our viewers. Back to you, Zainab.
All right, thank you so much, Okukusa. And of course, that will definitely be a highlight for us as he brings us a more comprehensive report later on. But even away from Okukusa, who's in Kisumu County, let's now cross over live to Murang'a County, where Martin Mwaura is currently on standby. Wow, a very good morning to you, Martin. How's the weather looking in Murang'a County, and what's an update from you on that side?
Yes, good morning, Zainab. It is a wet Monday morning here at County 021. And just to give a small brief of what is happening in the county, last week, you remember, I informed our viewers that there was a traffic police officer who was attacked and his Seska Jericho was stolen. Now, over the weekend, the police managed to do a raid and shot down a suspect and managed to recover the gun that was said to be on the wrong hand. Now, the gun had been used for 3 crimes here, 1 in Kirinyaga and 2 others in Murang'a. But the police are saying that they will not relent until they get all the firearms that are in the wrong hands. That is one story that we'll be following up, because issues to do with insecurity have hit this part of Murang'a town, including some carjackings and even robbery with violence. That is one story that we'll be following up on. Something else that we are following up on is agriculture. You know, Murang'a County is actually the county that produces over 50% of avocados that are exported from this country. Now the country is in the process of setting up a law that will govern avocado harvesting and to stop farmers from being exploited. Yes, there was a public participation, and as the assembly resumes next week from recess, those are some of the few issues that will be discussed. That is those are some of the stories that we'll be picking tabs on as much as this county is concerned. Back to you, Zainab.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Martin Mora there. And of course, Marta's agriculture and security will be topping his list of the stories he's keeping a look at. Away from that, let's also now take a look at what's happening in Taita Taveta County. A very good morning to you, Bill Otieno. What can you tell us from that part? It's been raining quite heavily here in Nairobi. Has it been the same in that region?
Thank you very much, Zainab Ismail, and we're joining the broadcast here in Voi, Taita Taveta. Indeed, we are going to have a general meeting that this is a gathering that will be including the members of the disciplined forces, that is the police, Kenya Wildlife Service, and the prison, and with the office of Director of Prosecution, ODPP, and as well we are going to have the activists and the members of the public. The purpose of this meeting today is meant to make the public to meet directly or face to face with the members of the disciplined forces over cases of brutalities such like, and as well meet with the ODPP and also get an opportunity to get one-on-one advice from the lawyers from that area. This meeting is being held across 6 counties at the Coast Region this week, and here in Taita Taveta I'll be following up on the same on the event that is taking place at Dan Mwazo held by Haki Africa. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Bill Otieno there. And of course, Bill Otieno is coming to us live from Voi, that is in Taita Taveta County. Now, remember, we have all the stories that we are keeping our eyes traded on, and we'll begin here in Nairobi, where the Monetary Policy Committee is holding its first meeting of 2020, and of course, we'll be discussing a lot of issues that will be dealing with the economy. We'll also be taking a look at, of course, what is happening in the courts, where, like I said, Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino will be appearing. But away from the courts, we'll be taking a look at also what we're keeping an eye on, what has been happening in history, and specifically this particular time. But like I said, the Monetary Policy Committee is currently holding its first meeting of 2020, and will discuss whether to cut the central bank rate or not. The MPC, headed by the CBK Governor Patrick Njoroge, meets every 2 months to evaluate economic conditions in Kenya and set the central bank rate. In the last meeting, held in November, the team lowered the CBR by 50 basis points to 8.5%. Like I said, Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino will today know whether his bail application in the case where he's charged with shooting and injuring Felix Orinda, popularly known as DJ Evolve, at B Club in Nairobi on Friday, will be accepted by the court. The court on Thursday last week declined to order Owino taken to a private hospital for treatment. Instead, trial magistrate Kennedy Cheruyot said the Member of Parliament should be treated at the Industrial Area Remand Prison Facility, where he is detained after he was charged with attempted murder. And also today, the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, in partnership with the Japan's Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, the Japan Business Council for Africa, and Megaraj Capital on Kenya-Japan Business Forum, will showcase investment opportunities in Kenya and will seek to create strategic partnerships and expand the networks between Japanese and Kenyan manufacturers. Well, also today, the Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya will flag off vehicles that are to support the implementation of the Kenya Climate Smart Agriculture Project activities. 17 counties will benefit from this initiative, whose objective is to increase agricultural productivity and enhance resilience to climate change risk in targeted smallholder farming and pastoral communities. Also today, Yara East Africa hosts a training workshop on the role of inorganic farm inputs in improving food security and the impact it has on farmers' incomes for both substantial and commercial farm practices. All right, and even away from today's diary, we are also keeping an eye on a number of stories. And after Saturday's BBI rally in Mombasa, there are developments in the political scene. Well, some politicians allied to the Deputy President attended the rally in Mombasa on Saturday. A separate plan has been drawn to visit at least 200 constituencies to popularize their views on the initiative, and of course that meeting in Naivasha. Well, also, we are keeping an eye on the locust invasion situation in the country. Experts say billions of locusts swarming through Kenya and the entire East Africa are the result of extreme weather and could prove catastrophic for a region still reeling from drought and deadly floods. While the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, has estimated that locust numbers could grow 500 times by June, spreading to Uganda and South Sudan, becoming a plague that will devastate crops and pasture in this region, which is already one of the poorest and most vulnerable in the world if unchecked. This is the biggest invasion in Ethiopia and Somalia in 25 years and the biggest in Kenya in 70 years, according to the FAO. Well, also this week, the Senate is expected to probe grounds on which Kiambu County Assembly members relied to remove their Governor Ferdinand Waititu from office. Well, Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka has already gazetted Tuesday and Wednesday as the days when Waititu is to be tried by the whole plenary after senators shot down a motion seeking to form an 11-member special committee to undertake this particular task.